friends, welcome back to another video, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Ahya and I'm a children's book illustrator, and I love to talk about all things books and art and cozy tea. Today's video is a studio vlog as I take you along with me throughout the week and hopefully give you a little bit of insight as to what it's like being a kidlit artist. My dog is called Milk, and he often likes to sit on my seat or on my lap or on the desk, and so you'll see him pop up pretty frequently throughout this video. I received a package of a second-hand book that I bought from Vinted for around £3. If you watched my Valentine's Day vlog, you might recall that my fiancé and I decided to buddy read Coraline by Neil Gaiman together. Well, I was going to purchase the book from Waterstones, but then I found a copy of it that was in almost brand new condition on Vinted, and so I placed an order that evening or the day after, I think. There was some sort of stain on one of the front pages, but other than that, the book was in perfect condition. You might think that being a kidlit artist means that I'm always drawing, and whilst this is the case sometimes, on this particular week that I filmed, I didn't actually create that much art. Instead, I had a lot of brainstorming and figuring out to do both on paper and in my head as I tried to get a sense of what I wanted this new project to look like. I'll talk in further detail about the specific project that I'm currently working on, but I had about 2 weeks to work on some sketches, and then I'm given another 2 weeks to present the final art. So when this video goes live, I will have submitted the different sketch options to the client and will hopefully be in the middle of working on the rough colours for the final art as I await feedback. I had to visit my local library because the temporary membership card that I registered for over COVID had expired. I don't actually borrow physical books from the library, but I do use the app Libby for ebooks and audiobooks every single day, and so I had to go and sort this expired library card situation straight away. I don't visit the library often, and so I decided to make a little trip out of it and explore the different bookshops in the area too. After going to the library, I spent some time looking around my local Oxfam bookshop. If you're not from the UK, Oxfam is a British charity and they have lots of charity shops scattered throughout the UK. But what's special about them is that they also have some charity shops that are entirely dedicated to second-hand books, and I found so many gems in them throughout the years. I also couldn't resist a trip to Waterstones, and I may be really biased towards this particular branch, but I do really love it because it's the one that I grew up visiting all the time as a child. Hi friends, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a studio vlog for you all, and I'm really excited because I'm starting a new book project. I have the most amazing opportunity to create 2 different book covers for a wonderful publisher, and these 2 books are different. They're not a part of a duology or anything, they're different books. But they'll have no inside art, which means they'll be shorter projects, and after working on a long picture book, I'm quite excited to be working on something a little bit shorter to break up the rhythm and introduce some different patterns in terms of working. Yesterday I spent the day working on a mood board, and my publisher sent me some wonderful reference photos of Chinese mountains and landscapes and reservoirs, so I tried to put them all together on one page in Notion. I might try to bring it up for you all. You might not be able to see clearly, but these are just some of the photos I brought up in Notion, and it's all on one page, so I can just look at that as I come up with the rough sketches. And the first of these 2 books is all about a little boy who goes to visit his granddad who lives in rural China, and his granddad runs a herbal apothecary shop, so it's really all about the granddad teaching about the beauty and the importance of traditional Chinese medicine to his grandson. Now, I grew up going to a lot of herbal medicine shops, traditional Chinese and Korean medicine shops, because my mum was a big fan of herbal remedies and medicine. So I hold a lot of great and nostalgic memories when I think about herbal apothecaries. So I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to work on a cover all about this. I'm hoping today to work on some more research. I want to get a little bit of a clearer picture of what I want our main protagonist to look like, which includes the little boy, his granddad, and a couple of the boy's friends. And then I also want to come up with some rough thumbnails to sort of get a clearer picture on the composition, because it has to involve the landscape but also the main building, and as well as some of the characters in the foreground too. And so yes, I have a lot to do, so let's go and get drawing. was trying to come up with some rough thumbnails, but I was finding it quite tricky to visualize what I wanted, and so I decided to print out the brief to have in front of me physically so that I could underline and annotate key bits and bobs. I found this to be really helpful, and I'll probably do the exact same thing for the second book cover that I'll work on sometime over the next few weeks. I had an appointment in central London, and because it was near Oxford Circus, I took the opportunity to visit the Moody shop there since I wanted to stock up on some stationery supplies, and I wanted to show you a mini haul of everything that I got. First, I bought this B5 notebook with grid paper and punched holes all along the edges. I've been wanting a place to write all my ideas down, and I've created some pages in Notion too, but I think I find it quite helpful to see some progress physically on paper. And to go with it, I bought this file that can store the different pieces of paper inside, and it shouldn't be too bulky to carry around with me whenever I go to cafes to write. Next up is this really simple and clean 2024 monthly calendar. Really, I went into Muji to buy a calendar like this because a friend of mine suggested writing down prayer requests and answered prayers on a calendar to be able to see how God has worked in my life visually. I thought this was a really great idea, and this calendar was only £1 since we're already in March. This is probably quite random, but I also had to buy a toothbrush because I was going on a trip to Bath and Bristol with my friends, which by the way I did film, and that video should hopefully be going up next. But yeah, I needed a new toothbrush, and I liked that this one was super minimal and it also fit perfectly in the travel case. Last but not least, I bought 2 pens, one navy blue one and one brown one. I spent quite a long time deciding which coloured inks I wanted to try out because I normally stick to just black. But for some reason I wanted to try writing in a different colour, and so I ended up with these 2 and I really love them. I always get the 0.38mm pen nib because I like a thinner tip to write with, but I found that to brainstorm quickly, a thicker nib actually helps me to get down thoughts more quickly, and so I bought the 0.5mm nibs this time round to test them out. Here's a quick pen test to compare the different colours and nibs in case you are interested. Some of my friends and I from church have started a book club this year where we read a Christian non-fiction book together. This was our first meeting to talk about the first half of Just Ask by J.D. Greer, which is all about prayer, and it's been such a challenging and helpful book that I genuinely enjoy reading from and would highly recommend if you've got any questions about how to pray or want to spend more time in communion with God. Thank you friends for watching this video and for the incredible support that you've shown over the last month and a half or so since I started this channel. Thank you for every like and every comment, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Bye friends!